There's something inside, gnawing at every fiber, telling those who dare to listen that the world as it is, this endless chase for profit, this exhausting game, has got it backward. The reality is brutal. When profit becomes the main goal, something vital dies. It's not just the warmth in your chest, the fire that once burned bright when you dreamed of change. It's the very thing that makes what you do meaningful. For founders, for investors, for leaders trying to build something real, that sickness hits deep. The promises that profit equals success, that money is the only mark of growth, they spread like a virus, choking out the reason why any of this matters. Maybe it's familiar, the never-ending cycle of pressure to scale fast, to show numbers rising on spreadsheets, to satisfy shareholders who see you as a vessel of returns rather than a bearer of impact. Every day there's a weight on the shoulders, the demand to push harder, to deliver more, to prove yourself by chasing the bottom line. And while all around, the world spins into chaos, climate disasters, social fractures, mounting inequalities, there's this relentless voice whispering, profit first, everything else later. The problem is, it never goes later. Later never comes. Profit as the goal strips away soul. But what if profit stopped being the master and instead became the side effect, the byproduct of something bigger, something raw and real and powerful? This isn't a pipe dream. It's the break in the clouds for those who see beyond the smoke and mirrors. Imagine what happens when the mission, the change, the purpose is the center of every decision. The profit, that once hungry beast, suddenly becomes a shadow, one that follows your impact but doesn't own it. When this shift happens, it is nothing short of a revolution. What looks like sacrifice is actually freedom. Freedom from the chains of conventional thinking, from the cage of mediocrity disguised as safe choices. This is about rediscovering fire, the fire that fueled the dream to start in the first place. The kind of fire that isn't blown out by spreadsheets or board meetings, but is fanned by every life that gets better, every community lifted, every injustice challenged. This means ending exhaustion, ending that soul-crushing feeling that every victory demands surrendering a piece of yourself. It means resting in the knowledge that generosity, community, and truth don't just coexist with success, they birth it. When profit is just a byproduct, the obsession flips from numbers to narratives. The story isn't about dollars earned, but about lives touched. The obsession that stokes you isn't market share, but meaning made real. People aren't just customers or transactions, they're allies in a shared cause. And suddenly, your work becomes a movement, a force that draws in the rare and the resolute, the mismatched and misunderstood rebels who refuse to settle for less than transformation. Yes, the old guard will say this is naive. They will chant the dogma of maximize profit or perish. But it's a lie wrapped in fear. It is framed to keep the exceptional out, to dilute the firebrands, to make you doubt that there's any other way. The truth is, every social enterprise that dared to throw off the profit-first chains, that placed purpose front and center, saw something extraordinary happen. Their communities didn't just survive, they thrived. Their teams didn't just work, they lived their ideas. Their investors didn't just watch, they became believers, partners, accelerators of something wild and vital. Profit came, but it came for the right reason, because the system was designed for people, not the other way around. Here's the deadly trap most fall into: believing they have to sacrifice their vision for growth, to bend to the demands and expectations that profit-first thinking demands. The brutal fact is, that path leads only to burnout-led collapse, a death of what made the startup special in the first place. That's why this moment is critical. It's a fork in the road where every founder, every investor, every leader must choose if they want to be part of the machine or if they want to be part of the much, much bigger thing. Because the world already has enough cogs. What it desperately needs are catalysts, individuals and ventures who refuse to be reduced to profit margins, who see profit as the echo of value created, not the dictator of action taken. Reclaiming this power requires more than courage. It demands mastery, mastery of intention, of design, of relentless focus on impact. It means building your models not around quarterly reports, but around human stories, shared dreams, and lasting change. Look deeper at your ecosystems, your teams, your partners, your communities, and ask, are they aligned with this vision, or are they trapped in old metrics? Because the old metrics will kill the new reality before it has a chance to breathe. Change comes to those who build systems that celebrate generosity as much as efficiency, that measure success with empathy, not just economics. This shift is already happening in the edges, in the pockets where founders dare to put people before profit, where investors wager on radical ideas because they believe humanity and sustainability will one day outlast short-term gain. There is no shortcut in this work. It demands patience, the kind of patience that knows transformation can take time, and that sustainable impact is not a sprint, but a lifetime commitment. The temptation is always there to sell out, to take easy money, to measure achievements by what's on the balance sheet. Resist it. Resist it fiercely, because every time profit becomes the byproduct, not the destination, resistance transforms into ripple effect. The more leaders who embody this, the stronger the signal grows, and the more the system bends and shifts to make room for what's truly possible. And here's something few talk about. When profit stops being the master, your personal freedom grows. Leadership loses its prison bars. This is not just about being a founder or a professional. It's about reclaiming your life, your values, your voice. It's about creating a life where your work feeds your soul, not just your bank account. It's about unleashing the collective power of those who refuse to live a story written by others. Those rare few who know the world needs them to break free, to burn bright, to become the change the system refuses to name. Ultimately, it's the difference between being a number and being a signal, between echoing what's expected and defining what's next. When profit becomes a byproduct, what you create isn't just a business, it's a legacy, your legacy. For the behind-the-scenes sleepless nights, the battles fought within corporate boardrooms, the moments when you almost quit but didn't, this is what it was all for. The awakening of a new way to build, to invest, to lead. One where money follows, but meaning leads. Where impact drives the engine and profit fuels the journey, not the destination. Every second spent in this mindset compounds. Every soul aligned with this vision adds strength to a growing force, a force so rare it's nearly invisible, but one that will remake economies, societies, and the very fabric of reality for generations to come. This is the path for those who refuse comfort, who reject easy answers, who dare to step beyond the noise and into the fire. This is your invitation to step into that fire, to build not for profit's sake, but for real freedom, real power, real change. Because when profit is a byproduct, what you create is unstoppable. Never settle for less than that. Because what the world desperately needs is not more profit makers. It needs more revolutionaries, more creators who know that true reward is the change you bring, the lives you touch, and the legacy you leave long after the numbers fade. Profit will come, but it will come for those who build first, love deeply, and dare to imagine a world where impact is king, and profit just happens to follow.